Hello folks, today is August 31st, 2011. I have a great Bible verse, a great Bible portion of the Bible to talk about today. One of my favorite ones that there is in the whole, all 66 books, okay? It's totally cool. It's about courage, it's about faith, it's about conviction, and it's about standing up against the odds, sort of like David and Goliath, but it's not about David and Goliath. I'll tell you this though, when young David, in that story in Samuel, 1 Samuel, when he charged Goliath with those stones in his hand and he was swinging his sling and he was ready to kill that giant, and when he killed the giant and ran up and cut his head off, it's quite possible that just like you can today after this, that he was thinking of this story. Because he had heard the same stories of his own heritage and his own history hundreds of years before him. This was 3,000 years ago, 2,800 years ago this happened. But let me tell you the story. The story of Joshua and Caleb and the Israelites when they were amassed at the border of the Promised Land. And it happens in Numbers chapter 13. So Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. The fourth book of your Bible. Numbers chapter 13. The Israelites are there, and they're in mass. They've come out of Egypt. They came out of slavery, and now they're about to go into the promised land that God has promised to give them. And God tells Moses, he says, Moses, I want you to send 12 men, one from every tribe, and I want them to go spy out the land. Just 12 of them, kind of a small, elite SEAL team. You know, SEAL team's not 6, whatever. But we're going to send in an elite team of your leaders, one from every tribe, handpicked, chosen. Probably what? For their courage, for their abilities, for their strength, all these things. I mean, these were good guys, all right? And the only two I'm going to mention to you, because the other 10 I don't even want to name them, because they're only 2 out of 12, or 16% of these guys that I like were Joshua, the son of Nun, who was of the tribe of Ephraim, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, who was from the tribe of Judah, the same tribe that Jesus came from, all right? And in Numbers chapter 13, it says that they went and they scouted out the land for 40 days. And then in verse 25, it says, and they returned from scouting out the land after 40 days. These spies came to Moses and Aaron and to all the Israelite congregation in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh, and brought them word, and showed them the fruit of the land. And it was incredible. They told the people, look, there's all kinds of produce. This land we went in is really rich. It's abundant. They told Moses, we came to the land to which you sent us. Surely it flows with milk and honey. This is its fruit. And then they showed them the produce, the grapes and the fruit and the wheat and the different things that you could eat and the good things that the land produced. But the people, here's the problem, they said, but the people who dwell there are strong, and the cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, there we saw the sons of Anak, of great stature and courage. In other words, the giants. Amalek lives in the land of the south. The Hittite and the Jebusite and the Amorite dwell in the hill country, and the Canaanite dwells by the sea and along by the river Jordan. So in other words, they're like, these people are big, they're tough. And Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, quieted the people before Moses. So he said, y'all be quiet, hang on a minute. Let us go up at once and possess this land. He says, let us go up at once and possess it. We are well able to conquer it. But his fellow scouts said, we are not able to go up against the people of Canaan, for they are stronger than we are. So they brought the Israelites an evil report after they scouted out the land, saying, the land through which we went to spy out is a land that devours its inhabitants. I mean, no way. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. Numbers 13 verse 33, there we saw the Nephilim, the giants, the sons of Anak, who came from the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers. And so we were in their sight. So basically these 12 spies go in, and 10 of them, except for Joshua and Caleb, 10 of them are just like, oh my God, there ain't no way we're going to conquer this country. There's no way we can beat these people. There's no way we can take these cities. They're too big, the people are too macho, and we just can't do it. Now I'm going to translate that to your life and my life. Because I know that day to day, day in and day out, throughout our lives, we probably can feel the same way. That, you know what, we find out that relative has cancer, or that other relative has had a stroke and they're laying in a hospital bed and they may not live. Or we find out that our son has to have back surgery maybe again, and he's already had one and he's in pain all the time. Or we find out, our brother or sister are sick, or we find out our parent, all kinds of things, or money problems. We're facing bankruptcy, or we're facing divorce. There's so many things in our lives, in your life and in my life, that we look at, and we have to make a choice because we feel like grasshoppers. Look, Caleb and Joshua had faith, but trust me, they weren't stupid guys. They saw how big those doggone giants were. They saw how big those chariots were, and the men were, and the people were, and how entrenched in their castles and in their fortified cities they were. But the choice was different. 10 of them said, "There's no way. It's too big. We're done. We can't conquer this. There's no way we can prevail. There's no way. This problem is too big for us." 2 of them, 16%. There's a 16% rule. So you got to be a 16%er after today. 16% of them, or 2 men out of 12, said, "You know what? That's not true. That God can do it for us. That we are going to go. We can go conquer that land. We can go in. We can surely go in and possess the land," Caleb said. And he told all the people, "We can do it. Let's do it." And that's the kind of spirit you and I need to have when we know God has told us what is right. When we know that we're doing the right thing and we know we're trying to go in the right direction, and they slam that door in front of us, or that giant stands in front of us, or that massive problem is in front of us, we have to look it in the face and, like David and Goliath, pick up the smooth stone and start our sling. And you know what? Just like David, that young man, when he conquered the giant, later on in Israelite history, in the history of Israel, we have to look at that giant and start running towards him. We have to look at whatever that problem is and start running towards that problem. Don't just stand there and be scared and be fuddled. We have to attack that problem and conquer that problem. Because honestly, folks, with God, all of this is possible. And in the end, if we go down fighting with faith, isn't that much better than just standing back and, "Oh God, I'm not going to set one foot in that Jordan River. No way, brother. I ain't going in. I'm not going to put my foot in that water because God may not help me. God may not protect me. Oh, those Amalekites may just kill me. I'm scared." You know what? Fear sucks. Sorry, that's mean. Fear's bad. Faith has got to be what we have. And I need y'all's prayers sometimes, because my faith gets low at times. And I know all of y'all's faith can be low at times. But we've got to remember that we've got to be, even though we feel like grasshoppers compared to our problems, we can do it. And we've got to remember, let's be the part of the 16% who say, "You know what? With God, and with God behind me, and with God guiding me, we can conquer this problem. There's no river too wide, no problem too big, no sea too deep, no cancer too ugly, no nothing that we can't conquer." And I don't mean heal, I don't mean win, I mean conquer. And that means in all kinds of ways. There may be reasons why you're facing problems. It may be because of our own stupidity and our own mistakes, which is my fault a lot, what I have to deal with a lot. Or it may just be those are the cards you're dealt in life. But you know what? These were the cards the Israelites were dealt in life, and God said, "I'm giving you their land. I'm giving you that territory. Go in and possess it. Go and take it. It's yours." And they were scared. And so it was 40 years before they went in. And they didn't get to. But God wants us to have that different spirit that Numbers 14:23 talks about. It says, "But Caleb had a different spirit." He knew, he had faith that God was all he needed. And when that dude, Caleb the son of Jephunneh of the tribe of Judah, was 80 years old, he looked at his buddy Joshua, who was then the commander, as they were crossing the Jordan River, and he told Joshua, "Josh, old buddy, I want the land of the giants. I will take the land where they have the iron chariots. I'm going to kick their behind." And guess what? He did it. Caleb and the armies of Judah, remember, walked in and conquered the most difficult land in the promised land with God's help. And he did it as a general at 80 years old. You're not 80, are you? Maybe you are, but probably not. You can do it. So can I. Sorry that this has gone too long, but God bless you guys. I pray for y'all. May God give you the strength and give me the strength to stand up and be the best grasshoppers we can be. Bye-bye.